Good afternoon. This is just Heather slash Hetty from Twitterland, Facebookland, Yingland, all the different network lands. This one's more entitled to my Epilepsy Cures account, but also always posted to my Alive and Me Twitter account as well, where I have such amazing dear connections, and also to my Facebook account and my Ning account, which on my Epilepsy Cures on Twitter, you'll see how to connect to my Ning in the upper right hand corner. It's just epilepsycures.ning.com. And it's just in regards to saying, of course, I know Thanksgiving's long and gone. Hope it was great. I think you guys pretty much all got the lowdown on how I had to sleep through mine from the H1N1. It was just after that MEG test I had to prep me for, an upcoming third and last brain surgery. And the fun part of that is I'm always blessed with the date of my tests. This is the second time out of three, this is going my third surgery, that my tests are always done. It was November and December, and so when they run into the holidays, it just kind of gets a little bit pushed back on responses. So, here's the patient, of course, we just sit here, because normally it's just like, Mayo's, back and forth with answers, but I mean, it is the holidays, and number one, people are still getting sick doctor-wise from all the flu and everything going around. But then number two, I mean, everyone else also has a life, and so they also are celebrating Christmas and whatnot. So, I mean, they have a life too, and so everything just kind of just gets laid back a little bit when you have all your tests done. And I had that done actually back in '04. I had my Syscom test, and you just sit here and you tap and you tap when you're on the patient side because you just think it's been a billion years, when really in fact it's just give it to God, because it's all on His timing. So I mean, that's just been kind of the whole gist of it all for me, is just waiting on um, their response. They have an amazing meeting with, the whole group of the Mayos by teleconference from, Arizona up in Minnesota, and Florida has a big teleconference when they have a case such as, mine, and they all look over it, and they look over, what tests I had done, and, Birmingham sends it back over, and they look over the testings and how to go about basically what's left of my brain to take out and which course to take, awake brain surgery, not awake, in-depth electrodes, whatnot. So just waiting on the answers is just so much fun, and that's always when I have to always turn to Jesus and always turn to the Bible. My amazing one verse I've always gripped onto was, and that was the same exact one I gripped onto in 2004. And I remember talking to my pastor about the story, and it's up front of the church actually, and he prayed about it. And I told them which verse that I just absolutely just gripped each and every time, and it comes from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, and it's verses 16 through 18, and it's always be joyful. That's through everything. Keep on praying, about what God has plans for you. And no matter what happens, always be thankful, for this is God's will for you who belong to Christ Jesus. And it's so true. I mean, that one always grabbed me. And I know pretty much everyone always grabs onto Philippians 4, about don't be anxious, about anything, basically to give it all to, and I do, but my biggest thing is that's so cool is that Jesus has blessed me with lack of much anxiety. I don't get too anxious. I just want, I want things done. I'm not worried. I just know that he has these plans, and I just want the date. But that's when I have to just be more laid back, and I know it's in his timing. So anyway, seizures, of course, are therefore through the holidays still there, and when you've been sick, of course, they are very there. And I had the strangest injections done for my head, and I usually totally recommend them, but this is the first time I've ever had them done in such a strange manner that it really made my head hurt. So not quite, on top of that one yet. I don't know what happened with that. Different doctor injected it, so I'm not sure if that had anything to do with it, but it was very different. So I'm still kind of suffering from that. But then I got placed also onto, this has been going on and off, more and more closely each and every month. And I'm one of those just laid back people who's like, oh gosh, it's just another something. It'll go away, because epilepsy is always my forefront. People are always my forefront, and Jesus is always my biggest with my family. And those are my focuses. But then something else comes in health-wise, and it's like, no, I'm just going to ignore this one for a while. And it's been going on at least, gosh, really and truly, I say a year and a half, but if I really start to count up, it's been going on since 2006. But off and on longer since then, and then it got closer and closer over the last year and a half. And but the last couple months, it just got so close, and it's my vertigo, and it's to the point where I have to weigh and balance which is worse, a seizure or the vertigo. I mean, that's how bad it is. It's when you sit still, but the world all around you twirls so hard. And then I got to the point where the world would twirl so hard and my left ear would ring so loud that I couldn't hear a thing out of that ear. So it was another blessing, just medication to add to, my whole list I already have. So, and it's really a tiring one. So my poor kid's off of school. She lets me sleep in late, and I love her so much. But, it just, one thing after another, but I still, I know that, he has amazing plans, and I still pray that, with the surgery, a good portion of all of this is going to calm, and especially the seizures. And, even with taking a small amount of medication still, that will be a cakewalk for me. So, and just know, come knock on my door. I'm still around. Holidays are calming down. Christmas was fantastic. But know that, I am back. I am up. Losing my really close friend was really hard. So I got really kind of quiet for a while. Jason Mitchner and I still, think about today, which day, even today I thought about, what time am I going to get in my car and go up while he's not there, and so it's hard. And those things trigger seizures too, and so you always have to be careful, and make sure you get a different focus, and you focus on the positive and knowing that he's in heaven, and you definitely, if you know about it, you just take those deep breaths and just focus on all the good that you have in your life, and that helps calm your seizures down really well. Other than that, I pray that you all are well. If anything's going on, come and knock on my door. I'm here on Facebook as well. I've had a lot of knock-knocks going on over there, so just come knock over there too on Facebook/AliveInMe, and I'd be just glad to talk with you in any way, shape, or form. Many blessings, and I pray everything was fabulous for your Christmas and your coming New Year, and I just always look forward to talking with you all. God bless.